Hey everyone, it's Lisa Walker from Melbourne, Australia. I haven't been in this group for ages and ages. And like when you haven't done something for a while, you kind of feel stuck, right? And I don't know if any of you out there are feeling like this. And I don't know why I was feeling stuck, because I'm actually pretty confident on camera and going on live and everything. And I've got so much to talk about, and I learn so much and read so much that it's like, why am I feeling stuck? So I thought, like, the best way is to jump on live today just to break the ice, because I know that once I've done it now for the first time in a while, that will get the ball rolling again. And sometimes you need to do that just to get unstuck. And sometimes there's not even a reason why you're stuck. You're just something that you procrastinate about or put off, right? Or you just get busy doing other things. So today's actually going to be a really good video. I'm probably not going to be talking to you much because I want to kind of stay on topic, but I really want to talk to you about some ideas of what you can do in your social media. And the reason this is going to be a good video is because I know that when I listened to some of these ideas, that it really excited me too. And it really got my juices flowing and gave me some ideas of things that I could post on my, social media as well. So like, for example, if you want to be, regularly posting on your personal profile, and you want to get engagement, you have to be coming up with, topics and different things, different ideas of things to post every day. And sometimes it gets hard. But when you start to think of it in different ways, then it actually becomes quite easy. So I jumped on a live video yesterday with a lady named Diane Hockman, and she's actually a network marketer. So she just happens to be on my friends list, and I just happened to click on her video when I went live. But I caught the tail end of it, and what she was talking about was some really good ideas. So I actually took a lot of notes from that. And now I'm going to combine it in this video with some of my own ideas. So now my cat's decided to be a pain. Some of the things that I teach as well, I'm going to combine it with two things, right? So basically there are there's like 6 different types of, well, there's probably more than 6 if you think about it, but 6 really main topics that you can talk about on your social media, like big overall overarching topics, right? And basically they are information. So that's when you're informing people, about stuff or, things that statistics, infographics, all that type of thing. And there's education. That's when you're going to be teaching, how-tos, tips and tutorials, things that you've learned that you're going to pass on. There's inspiration, and that's things like, empowering people, quotes, and emotional stories, inspiring people. And there's entertainment, and that might be something like funny things, videos that are going viral, comedy, that type of thing. And there's connection, and that's where you wanted to really kind of engage with people. And then last of all, there's promotion, and promotion is actually one of the most important ones, because that's the one that you have to do if you're actually using social media as the purpose to attract people and also to get sales, right? If you don't ever do promotion, well, you're going to get nothing, so you have to have call to actions. You have to invite people to, onto a call. You have to invite people, to follow your Facebook group or to go to your website, to read your article, to buy your product, blah, blah, blah. Because if you don't, you're not going to get anything, right? But, some people will teach to promote all the time, but I usually say, probably about 1 in 6 times, have a few posts and then, do a promotional post. So basically what I'm going to do today is I'm going to tie some of the things I learned on a video yesterday, some really good ideas, with the connection, overarching connection aspect, okay? So today we're going to talk about connection and engagement, to try and get your posts going, to try and get people commenting, to try and get some likes, to try and get some shares, that type of thing, right? So connection is probably the next one to most important is promotion, right, for your business. So basically what Diane talked about is she talked about your I am. So basically, like, who are you? Like, who are you to your people? Who are you to your audience? To, most of your friends and family on your personal profile will know who you are, or they'll have a perception of who you are. But does everyone else, that follows your page really know who you are? So think about, I am who? I am a mum, I am a teacher, I am a blogger, I am a motivational speaker, I am a, wellness coach, whatever it is that you are. And you can be lots of different hats, right? So you can be a business person, you can be, an online blogger, an influencer, you can be a writer, you can be a speaker, a podcaster, you can be a mum, you can be a wife, to your husband, lots of different things, right? You can be a sister, you can be a brother. So there's lots of different things that you can be. So if you start to think about your I am, that gives you lots of different topics that you can talk about, in your posts, right? And you can even think about childhood memories, right? Because that's something that a lot of people connect to. So you can talk about things like your games that you played when you were a child, different places that you went to, countries that you visited, different holidays that you had, different clothing that you used to wear, fashions in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, depending on your age. You can talk about lots of different things, and those things are like connectors for people, right? Because they are relatable. So even if you say that you're a mum and you've got 3 kids or whatever, or, you're going to, running your kids around to sports each week, that's a connection for a lot of other mums who are doing the same thing as you, right? So it's just a matter of bringing up a lot of things that you've done in your past or that you're doing now that can engage and connect with other people that are relatable. Because if you're just talking about business all the time, like the steps or the strategies, people want that information, but at the same time, it's not really a connection point for them. So if you're wanting to sort of sift and sort through who are your people, who are the people that you're wanting to attract, a lot of those people are people that have something in relation to you, that relate to you about something. So basically, you can think, also not just I am, but who are you going to be, right? Or who are you becoming? So if you want to talk about to be, you can talk about things like, who do you want, how do you want to represent yourself? Like, how do you want people to perceive you? So for example, things like to be authentic, to be honest, to be fun, to be entertaining, to be real, to be hyped up, to be emotional, to be inspired, to be creative, to be insightful, to be educating, to be opinionated, because sometimes when you're opinionated and you go against the grain, that can cause a lot of engagement too, right? You don't have to always go with the flow. You don't have to always talk about things that that everyone's going to agree on, right? A lot of people are a little bit scared to go against the grain because they're scared that people are going to judge them or not like them anymore. But sometimes you have to be authentic and to be real. You have to actually be yourself. So you have to, if you don't believe in something or believe in doing something the right way, you have to say that, and the thing is, in this type of business and with digital marketing, you're wanting to attract the right people towards you and you're wanting to repel the ones that you don't want to work with. And the only way that you can do that is just be authentic and real, right? And what else? To be a mum, right? To be a mum, if that's who you are, or if you're a dad, to be that person. You don't have to just be everything business on your personal profile. You need to bring in some of that personal life in order to relate to people, because people are mums and dads or brothers and sisters or outside their business. So that's more relatable to people, to people. Also to be concerned concerned about what's going on, issues, things that are happening in the world, the environment, even for example, this coronavirus or, things that are going on in the world. Show concern or your point of view on those things, and these types of things will make people gravitate. And so after I watched this video yesterday, I actually did a post on my wall just about, I thought about some things about my childhood and some memories, and not only do they spark sort of conversation and engagement, but also for me, because I've had Facebook for years, almost since Facebook started, and it's kind of like a diary. It's where I record things. It's almost like an online journal. So actually remembering things and making posts about things in your memory or your childhood is almost putting it on record as well, to make as a trigger for you to remember it, because as I was watching this video yesterday, it gave me lots of triggers of lots of things that I could remember about me growing up, right? So I thought about some things that I actually hadn't thought about for years. So it was really like deja vu. So I thought about some dolls that I used to play with. That was like one of my favorite dolls growing up. And so I went onto Google search and I found some images of some of the things that I used to have, like the doll I used to have, some accessories for the doll that I had. And I found the pictures, identical pictures to what I had. And it sparked all sorts of nostalgia and memories. And I put up a post about that and I got a lot of people posting, a lot of people commenting and engaging. And what you have to do is you have to remember not to be a hit and run poster. So you don't just post something and then run away. You know what I mean? Like if you've got a phone and you've got your notifications, then you'll know if somebody's commented, right? So you want to make sure that you go back and you comment back to that person and engage with them. And then, and not only that, you want to keep replying back to comment, because every single time you do that, it pushes that post back into the news feed so that, more people see it, right? So if I get a couple of comments from friends and then I don't go back and comment, I say nothing, then that post just dies. It goes down the news feed and it disappears and forever pretty much. So if you want to keep freshening up that post, you have to keep engaging. You have to keep commenting back, right? So what you can do is if you keep it commenting back to people all day long, and, and it just takes a little bit of time every now and then, but it's only a minute here and there, right? It'll keep pushing it out, and then you'll find new people will keep commenting because new people will keep seeing it, right? And then the next day, once all those comments are kind of dead, no one else is really seeing it, commenting, anything like that, you can go back and you can maybe comment back to one person again. Obviously, you've got to try to figure out what you can say in a strategic way. Go back and just put a comment or reply, or maybe even just say, it's a little bit like if you've been on those buy and sell garage sale pages. If you go and you comment again, it'll bump the post right back to the top, right? So it's like bumping your own post. So if you go back the next day and that post is kind of dead and you want to spark it again, just go back and add another comment, or even if it's just something like, oh, thanks so much everyone for your comments, or, just something like that, just to help it push back out into the algorithm again. So that's a really good idea to keep getting that engagement continuing to go on your personal profile. So what else there? So another thing you could talk about for childhood is games you used to play, whether it's board games or other outdoor activities, toys, foods, recipes, TV shows, movies, lots of things like that, even like family recipes. And then other people you might find start sharing their recipes. You know what I mean? So these are all the things that get people engaged, inspired, and want to connect with you. You know what I mean? So what else have I got here? Talk about where you're from or things about places where you've been or where you're from, things that are relatable. So basically, if I say that I'm from Melbourne, automatically I might get other people from Melbourne that will relate to me, right? Or if I talk about places in Melbourne or restaurants in Melbourne, or the fact that I'm actually a Kiwi from New Zealand, right? I might get other Kiwis relating to me and wanting to comment and engage, And then what you can do is you don't just have to talk about all this old stuff and then just waste all that engagement. You can actually even go on and use that extra comment the next day even, or while people are engaging, and you can actually say, hey, I'm going to actually be going live on Facebook in an hour, check out my video, or hey, I've actually got a Facebook group, join my group, or check out my latest blog post or something. So this could be a good opportunity for you to actually engage, promote while you're connecting. Do you know what I mean? So that you're not actually just wasting all that work that you've done and all the engagement. You're actually going to throw in there just a little hint that, hey, this is what I do too, while you've got people interested. So that's another idea. And we'll talk about what makes you unique, what makes you unique in the marketplace, and embracing your I am. So I hope that's given you a few ideas. When I get time, I'll actually write up my notes and I'll add it as a file into the group so that you can download it or you can print it off and you can remember, and it can be like a little memory jogger for you too, for some ideas when you're doing your posts. Okay, so I'll create a document for you all, and then I'll let you know when I've posted it, and then you can just download it and print it out. So thanks so much for watching today, and I'm going to come in the group a lot more often, and I hope I've sparked some ideas for you today so that you can start doing some more posts on your personal profile and get that engagement going. So thanks for listening, and we'll talk to you on the next video. Thanks. Bye.